Hello everybody, it's Jacob from Wager Me This Year. In today's video, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the same 6, 7, 8 stuff I've been doing. And if I need to progress up, I definitely will. I'll progress up on the wins. May or may not progress up on the losses. It just depends. But this time what we're going to do is, in every instance, whether it's the 5, 6, or the 8, the 9 or the 10 or whatever it is, we're only going to play the iron cross. Now when this is the 4, 9, or the 10 point, we don't get the big advantage, but we're only going to play the iron cross and we're going to press the iron cross. This is a little trickier because you have to do some full presses in this, but let's see how it goes. So we're going to go 150 on the don't. Got a $1,000 bankroll here. And for 25 and 10, C and E. E for 25, C for 10. I lost one of my red dice behind my table. Guys, it's hard for me to get back there to get them. So here we go. We're only using 4. And 150, 25 and 10. Let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. There's an 11. It's a good start for us. I know people are like, you lost there. Yeah, but we won there. So we're going to lose 150 in this 10, but we're going to win 375. We're going to win 375. That is a fantastic start for us. We're going to bump our bets over here up to 50 and 50. We're going to leave that 300. This is just us going for it to start. That would have been such a good first roll. I'd have been all about it. 516. Take that advantage. That first roll is a gimme. I'll let you go up to 300 on the don't. We're essentially $35 into this thing. Alright, so now we have 300, so we can go to the $90 level on the cross here, which is going to be a huge benefit to us. So 75 and 90 and 50. These will pay 55 net. This is going to pay 50 or 100 net. This is a really good spot because you have 180, you have 230 versus 300, which you don't have to add any odds if you don't want to add any odds. You got a $70 profit here. Even if you subtract out the 35, it's still a $35 profit. You're in a really good spot. So here we go. We're going to press the iron cross. And there's a 12. That's going to help a lot. It's going to win 100 here. So let's grab, take that to 120. 75, rack a quarter. And a 4. Okay. That's going to win 75. Rack the quarter. So we're already at the 125, 150, 75 level in 2 rolls. What's the point set? And 7. Dang it. We were a little aggressive there. We didn't collect a ton of chips, but it's okay. It's still profitable no matter what there. But sure would have been nice to collect a few times. $300 payout. All right. Let's go to 350. We're going to have to go 25 and 50 at 350 because the 25 on the E only pays 375. So you want to make some money on the 11. So here we go. So we're at 50 on the E, 25 on the C. And there's a hard 4. Hard 4, very good roll for us. All right, but again, we're not playing a cross. We're just going to play the iron cross. All right, but at 350, we can go the $90 level. But you got to remember, we have a third bet out there. So this changes things a little bit. because we're essentially putting close to $300 out right here. And then we're going to put the 50 there. So when you add all this up, right, that's 180, 255, 305. You're in a spot where your 7 isn't all that valuable. So you do need to probably add some odds there. At least $50 in odds to make that 7 at least worth 25 bucks, right? So here we go. And that's good because we just rolled a 7. So glad we added a little to it. Obviously it's not a huge profit, but at least we're not just barely making anything on it. Would have been nice to hit a few numbers there, but it's not always how it goes. Sometimes it doesn't go great. And then we're going to win 350. $20 for the odds, 350. As you guys can see there. All right. So at this point, where are we at? 2, 4, 6, 8, 1,000. So we're up about 230. Again, the rolls haven't generated a lot of rolls, so most of it has been very quick and mostly just chip work. But in this case, we're still up $200 and something. Let's go. Let's just drop back down to 300. We earned the $300 level. We'll go 25 and 50. Here we go, coming out. Just giving you guys an idea of where we were sitting. 415. It's a good roll for us. And I just wanted to show that because a lot of people might not recognize that we were already up 25%-ish, somewhere around 25%. You know, you wouldn't think about it, but in just 4 or 5, 8 rolls, whatever that was, we'd already made 25% on our money. That's a pretty big deal. Here we go. We're going to go to the $90 level. 50 in the field. Again, in this situation, we have 230 versus 300. So even if you take out that, which we did play a little larger, we might want to add some odds. So let's add 75 in odds. And there's a 12 again. Very nice. Very nice. This is going to win $100. And remember, we're pressing the cross. So we get some red chips in the payment here. So that's going to win double. It's going to win 100. All right. Let's press iron cross. This time we're going to collect a little. We'll press the field on the next hit, hopefully. At least that's the plan. And there's the 7. So we didn't. Very short rolls, but we're profiting on each one. We're profiting on every one of these rolls. This is the big advantage of the 6, 7, 8, really, is on these short rolls, when the other guys at the table are just losing their money, you're winning money. And that's one of the biggest, I mean, probably the biggest advantage of it, is that on the PSOs and stuff like that, you're raking in cash while the other guys are just losing, you know, especially pure light side players. And it's the nature of the 6, 7, 8. It's what we're going to go 50, 25 here versus our 300. It's just the nature of it. Now it can go bad as well, just like this. So here's a 617 on a come out. We just lost 375. This is where the strategy has its biggest hole. Is right here. If you hit a few 7s, it's gonna hurt. It's gonna hurt your feelings. All right, so let's go to 350. You hit a few sevens in a row, and it's really gonna bust you up. So it definitely happens, guys. I just wanted y'all to know that it's not always just rainbows and gummy bears and all that. 415. That it does go bad. So we have 350 there. Let's get some red chips. All right, here we go. So 350, it's essentially the same thing. We're really only going to be able to do the $90 level. But at least we're only betting 2 box numbers, which helps. Now, you don't have to do this. You could stay at the lower level and just allow your 7 to be stronger. You definitely could do that. Let's trade this in for some green chips. It's definitely, especially as short as these rolls have been going, it's definitely a valid way to do it. At this point, we added the extra 50 here, so we definitely don't have to add odds. We're going to be profitable. And there's a 516. There we go. We finally got a winner. All right, it's going to win 105 minus the field. Put that back. Press that 6. We'll collect a quarter. So this is where it could take a minute to press. Hopefully we re-roll a 6. And there's an 11. We'll take that. It's going to win 50. We're going to press that 8. And the 6. There we go. 120 is going to pay 140. Minus that is 90. So that's 140, guys. We're going to go 75 there. We take both of these to 150. Rack a nickel. So at this point, we're at 150, 150, and 75. This is one of the best iron crosses, in my opinion, you could ever get to this spot. And there's a 9, because you're either winning 75, 150, or 100 on every roll. This, in my opinion, is one of the best spots to get. All right, 75. Press. Rack a quarter. So now we're at 180 up there. It'd be nice to hit a few of those. And dang it, 617. We were very aggressive there, but that's what I said from the start was we were going to be very aggressive. 617. We definitely could have collected most of this. Probably would have been pretty happy about that. Oops. 350 rebate. So that's being overly aggressive. We definitely could have made more money there. Profited more money at least by collecting a little more than pressing, but that's not the plan in this one. We're going to leave it at 350. We go 25 and 50 here. 25 on the C, 50 on the E. Here we go. See if we can. There's the 9. Okay. So our iron cross is going to be a little more expensive this time, obviously. So we have to play 3 numbers. Now you don't have to. You could leave off the 5. That's definitely an option. It does open your field bet up to not be covered, but you could leave it off. I guess for that matter, you could leave off the 6 or the 8. Really, any of them. 5 has the least amount of combination, so it makes the most sense to me. But you definitely could do both. We're going to add 75 in odds. Because we had to add that extra bet. So this should put us in the range of making a little on the 7. Oh yeah, we need a field, don't we? $50 field. All right, so here we go. We got to dodge that neener. And we got a 6. 5-1. All right, let's fix this. This was an odds bet. 6. We're good. That's 90. We're going to win 55. So at this point, we got to press 3 numbers up there. This is going to be a good example of why, when the point is the 4, the 9, or the 10, that I don't play the iron cross, that I play across the numbers. Because it's somewhat difficult to press the iron cross. It can be very, very tricky. And also kind of expensive. And there's the 5. All right, so 100 is going to pay 140 minus the field. 140. We're going to press this. We're going to go to 75 in the field. We're actually going to collect a little this time. Here we go. And there's the 8. All right, so 140 minus 75. So we just got to pay 140 is what the problem here is. Sometimes my math gets messed up. 140. I'm going to press. Here we go. So now we got 125, 150, 150, 50. And I took the field down a little bit, and there's the 6. So it's going to win 175 minus 50. Take that 75. Let's rack this and press our 6 and 8 to 180. So again, we're building quickly, but if we rolled the 7, we didn't really gain anything. This is kind of what I wanted to show. Why does that not look right? Here we go. So again, we're building out here really quickly now, but the problem is we really haven't profited anything. It's all out there. All the money's out there. There's aces, so it's going to win 150, and that is going to hurt us in the long run. All right, let's go to 200, 100. Let's start racking a little. You definitely would want to rack some here somewhere. And there's the 7. So we did all of that. Look at all this money out here. We could have had at least half of that sitting over here. And this is kind of what I was hoping to show in this video, is that when you press and press and you're trying to get this built up so quickly, you're losing the sight of this. This is why I like the half press. This is why I like collecting every time that I press. I like also collecting because of situations like this. And this, being as it is, what ends up happening is you're not allowing yourself the ability to put enough money in the rack to outweigh the bad run, right? That's what the half press allows you to do. The half press allows you to collect as you're pressing. That way, when you do have a bad run, your bad run is outweighed by the collections. We haven't had a bad run, obviously, yet, but we could. So there's 7, 8, 9,000, 175, about 200 up. Remember, we had the one knockoff on the come out, so that cost us like 400 bucks. We're still profitable at this point, but we should easily be up $1,000, easily, with the rolls we've had. But because we've been pressing so hard and just pushing it so hard, it hasn't been available to us. All the money's been out there when we lose, and by lose I mean a 7 rolls, and we didn't. All of our profit was out there. We weren't collecting it. And that's an issue, guys. That's a problem with this. So let's go back to the $150 level here, 25 and 10, and now we're gonna go back to the normal style where we play the iron cross when it's 5, 6, or 8, and 4, 10, and 9. We play across the numbers and we half press, and I'm going to show you how much quicker this works, barring us just getting wrecked by 7s. Let's see what happens. There's a 5, 3, 8, 5, tray, 8. All right, so we're going to be the iron cross here, but this is the correct situation to be in it. And we're not going to just press the iron cross here. We're going to start pressing across the numbers like I showed the other day. And this is the best way to play this. So I just showed you guys multiple instances of where we made tons of cash on the roll and didn't come away with anything. It came away with poop. Now we're going to do the half press, and we're going to be pressing across the numbers and doing things. This is going to be more efficient, and this is going to be more valuable. Obviously, unless we roll a bunch of points. There's a 5. All right, so it's going to win 70 minus the field. We'll replace that. Remember, in this instance, we're going to play how I'd say you should play. We're going to collect the first one. And there's a hard 4. Now we're going to start either half pressing. In this case, with the field, a lot of times I just like to throw it out there if there's not really an option to half press. But remember, we collected that first 45. There's a 3, 1, 2, 3. We're going to grab the 10, field winner here. And a 3, back-to-back 3s, cool. All right, so now we're spread across the board. And when we're spread across the board, remember, if the field misses, if it rolls a 5 or a 6 here, we'll let the field fall. Hopefully get some double winners here. Bang, 3 3s in a row. Amazing, amazing stuff there. All right, let's press our 4 again. 3 3s in a row. And 7. So in a small way, we kind of did the same thing we were just doing there, where we pressed out too much, but not really, because we did collect the first $45 win, and we spread across the numbers. It wasn't as egregious as before, where we were winning hundreds and hundreds of dollars. That one would be acceptable to me. In fact, a lot of times I say, okay, I'm going to press all my field hits and collect all my box number hits. A lot of times I play that way, so not as egregious. All right, rack it all up, staying at 150 here. If I can get it all boxed up here. All right, go get it. We got the 6, 4 dupes. Very nice. I love it when it's the 5, 6, or the 8, guys. I prefer the 5, obviously, but 5, 6, or 8. I just think it's such a dynamic way to play. I think I pressed the wrong amount on the. Oh, I think I just messed up, didn't I? I had the 5 as a point. No, I had the 8. Whatever. I think I might have messed up on the odds on the last one, guys. If I did, just point it out for me in the comments. Let me know how I messed up. I think I did, maybe not. Not 100% sure. If I did, it's a couple bucks different. It's not a huge deal. There's the 9. Okay, 5, 4, 9. Quarter. That's our first win. We're going to collect it. All right, let's see what happens after this. We get the 4, 1, 5. 4, 1, 5. All right, that's going to win $45 total net. 70 on the 5 minus the field. All right, that's going to allow us to press or spread out, whatever you want to say. This is more like a half press. We put $25 out, collected 20, pretty close to half. And there's a yo. All All right. Let's grab the 10. Grab the 10. Hopefully we hit a double winner here. The 9 or the 10 would be really cool. And there's 7 out. That's fine. We made a little extra money that time. We collected a little bit of money. But again, short roll. Can't do a lot about the short roll. So as you can tell, we've already racked up more by playing this more conservative style than we did when we were playing super aggressive. We've already made more money. And the reason being is because we're putting more in the rack. Here we go. Coming out. And we got a 9. All right, so this time we're going to be across the numbers. We're going to go 75 in odds, then 135. No field here, so we do lose the horn numbers and the ability to double win, but we don't have to play 3 numbers for the Iron Cross, which is useful as well. 325. It's going to win $35. Still same situation. I like to collect the first one, repeat this process over and over and over. And there's a 10. All right. So this is the first time we got to pay a vig. We're gonna drop $1. It's gonna win 54 right here. Half press. Let's press the 6. And we got a 7 out. Okay, no big deal. Made money there. Shorter rolls, but we're actually killing it on them. Let me show you what I mean. There's 150 and 50. Let me show you this. Let me count up where we're at. Remember, we were at like 1,200 before. So there's 1,000. We're at 1425, 1439, right? So playing this far more conservative version, we've essentially made slightly more money in about the same amount of time as we did with the more aggressive version. And that's the nature of this, guys. I'm gonna let this go here. This video is getting a little longer, but we gotta see a lot of different variation here in the 6, 7, 8. We gotta see what happens when you try to super press the Iron Cross. And the reason I'm bringing all this stuff up, guys, is because this is all stuff that's been asked to me about it, about 6, 7, 8, and the way I play this. How come I this? How come I don't do this? You know, all these different things. And so this video really shows a lot of that. It shows a lot of the different reasoning behind it in action, where being too aggressive doesn't allow for the profit that you're making by gaining the big probability advantage. It doesn't allow for the profit to really to get to your bankroll if you're being way too aggressive. Now, in the same sense, you also do need to be pressing, otherwise you're playing for pennies and having a large come out bet. So to outweigh the large come out bet, you do have to press. So those 5, 6, 7 roll shooters, they hit you a couple $50, $100 wins. That's the other side of the coin, right? Where if you just stay pat with the base Iron Cross or just the base 135, and you're only catching $35 a hit, it's not going to work out in the long run because of the come out. Losers will eat you up. So it takes both things. It does take being pressing, and it does take being conservative. It's just you have to press in a very efficient manner, which is the half press. You efficiently press using the half press. Or you do things like some people press and collect, which is fine for the 6, 7, 8. It actually works very well for the 6, 7, 8 to do the press and the collect. but the half press actually outpaces it in the long run. So again, the situations that we've seen here are good. We still ended up profitable. In fact, up $400 using this system, but the more aggressive version of it, where we were bumping everything up and we were pressing the down, and we were bumping our iron cross up as fast as we could. That was all nice and pretty and everything, but man, on those great rolls, we could have been collecting all that money. We could have been putting that all in the rack instead of just giving it back on the 7 and getting our rebate with the down and just playing again. And that's essentially all we were doing. We were playing those huge bets to win $50 a hand instead of playing much smaller bets to win $50 a hand. And so that's kind of what I'm getting at here, is that those huge just attacking runs, they're only good if they keep going. They kind of got to get past that 10 roll mark to really make it. At that point, your don't's been at risk that many more times. So again, someone's going to play this and they're going to press and make $5,000 in a roll, and I'm going to look stupid. But then there's going to be the other 200 people that do that and they get wiped out because they built their donut up too quick. So in the big scheme of things, it's better to be more conservative. As long as you're constantly putting pressure on the game. It doesn't have to be a lot. You could literally be just adding $15 every hit. If you're adding $15 somewhere every hit, you're putting pressure back on the game, and you're gonna be cumulatively making money. If you just let it go and you're just same betting all the time, that's all you're gonna get out of it. And it's eventually the money will eat you up, the numbers will eat you up. You have to press. Pressing is part of how you beat house edge, because when the house edge is made on a bet, it doesn't account for pressing. It doesn't account for what happens when a player wins a couple times on this certain number and they keep adding money to it, because then you're playing with profit on that number essentially. So that's a conversation for another day. But anyways, guys, thank you for your time. This is Jacob from Would You Be This.